All right, well, let's talk about these boys right here. You guys are from Europe, right? So when you guys came over here in '97, was it you said? And explain the difference between, if there is a difference, the graffiti style out in Europe and then the graffiti style out here, and the laws even.
I mean, it's two different worlds, in general, just lifestyle and, of course, the laws. And, well, I was born in Spain, but I was raised in Germany, and that's where I started graffiti with my brother. And, of course, we were influenced by wild style, subway art, breaking art, the Bible of graffiti. So, we saw all that stuff and copied it and learned from there. And there were a few other writers that started over there, and that's how we got our influences. And one day we just decided to come over here, and that's when we saw how different it was from Germany. Obviously, it's way more raw and ruggedy than some small town in Germany. But doesn't mean that the graffiti scene over there is not as live as it was here. But coming to regarding the style, at the beginning in Germany, it was very New York oriented. So, you will look at stuff and you might see a piece that looks like a bio piece, of course people will copy, that's how people learn. And then through the years, people developed their own styles. Germany became very famous for developing 3D styles. Yeah, there was 3D styles over here in New York and in other cities in the United States, but Germany became very popular for that, and is still very famous for that. And there already you could tell the different styles. New York has the so-called New York style. So if you see somewhere in Italy or something, you look at it, yeah, that's a New York style. No doubt. Everybody can tell the style. Just some style, the arrow, the way the arrows are and stuff like that. The way you do the highlights and backgrounds. And yeah, that's basically it. There are different styles. So.
Yeah, when it comes to the illegal painting, I would say that Europe in general is way more active than New York. I mean, New York has definitely a lot of illegal activity when it comes to street bombing, rooftops, and stuff going on in the street, but the transportation system, like the subways, is really not hit as much as in Europe. I mean, there's a lot of tourists coming to New York because they want to take their trophy home, and there's maybe here and there some New Yorkers who do it, or some people from the West Coast, but not much, and it doesn't really run like in a lot of countries. For example, in Italy, you can do a train, and 3 years later, it's still running. So we said, I was just there, so I did that like 3 years ago. So it's really, really big still, and a total different atmosphere to the legal painting. They have their own people. There's always the illegal is the real thing, the legal is not the real thing. They're doing the sellout thing, but at some point, every illegal bomber crossover and starts doing jobs or canvases or murals because he just got tired of getting locked up. It's not a big deal too much in Europe. You must do a lot of damage to really get a J sentence, and doesn't happen too much. Some conservative countries, but here in New York, you do a few tags on a gate, and as long the damage is more than $250, you can get a felony charge. So, I mean,
That's another thing I want to ask you. Being that you guys have crossed over and you guys are like businessmen now. But do the cops mess with you at all? Like, do you ever get, you know what I mean? Have you do, even though you guys have to have permits before you do a mural or a memorial, right?
Cops still, every once in a while come to us and like harass us, for permits. They want to see permission slips. They want to contact the owners. I mean, we've been under investigation for years. I mean, we've had our offices raided here, and it's something that you deal with. You learn to live with it, and it's just part of who we are. And they try. Their job is to stop us. Our job is to continue doing what we do. I mean, at this point, we're not doing anything illegal, so we really don't have much to hide. But that still doesn't stop them from checking whatever.
they're doing their job.
they doing whatever. Let them do what they need to do.
Let them. All right. And also, you know, in their offices, they have tons of pictures. They've met people for years and years and years. They even have pictures of Big Pun, Ice-T. I see DJ Premier over there. Rakim. They even did the cover with the Grandmaster Flash. Grandmaster Flash, their album cover for the vinyl, they actually designed it.
Doing music videos since Planet Rock days, Renegades of Funk. If you look at all those, if you look at all those old videos, and go on YouTube, whatever, you'll see like most of the graffiti in the background. There's a lot of the stuff in the Bronx River Center and all that. All that stuff is artwork. That's. I grew up in the project, so we were always doing the graffiti in the background, and so we've been around a long time. We've done, I don't know,
Even
close
the
to
first-
30
even the-
music videos over the years.
The very first hip hop TV show was called Graffiti Rock.
Graffiti Rock. It was a pilot, actually.
Yeah, it was a pilot. You can YouTube that.
Yeah, Graffiti Rock was another
YouTube it
pilot
all,
early
right?
on where it featured New York City Breakers. It was supposed to be like a graffiti show. I think it only aired one time, but this is way back in the days. But I mean, we've been involved, whether under the radar, movies, music videos, hip hop, rock, whatever. We've done it, pretty much all of it.
What's your most memorable moment in your career? I mean, you've done it all. No, but really, what was your most memorable moment you could say? As a tag crew member, what's your most memorable moment? You could pass the mic down and just let them know.
I would have to think, because I think of commercial and then just my personal paintings. I don't know, man. Job-wise,
I mean, job-wise, for me stands out.
Smithsonian,
I
the
think-
MIT.
Yeah, I think as far as like not being accepted, but at least reaching places that graffiti hasn't reached before. Impressive for the general population would be when we got invited to represent New York City at the Smithsonian. They had like a folklore festival that they have every year. We got invited to that, and then we got invited to MIT to lecture, not once but twice. So those have been, I guess, what you consider milestones or whatever.
In the private collection, the paintings.
Right, and the paintings that we did at the Smithsonian got put away into their private collection and stuff like that. But that's as far as that part. I mean, as far as the graffiti side of it, I mean, that just never ending. We continue to do stuff, We always doing personal stuff, whether it's here or whether in other countries, whatever, we continue. That's something, regardless of whether we did the commercial or the business side of it, we're going to continue to do. That's just part of who we are.